morning. Welcome to Banter with Richie B Live.
Near these huts.
Yep.
There is something going on here.
Behind us after. The trees were fucking moving everywhere. Yeah, bro. Goosebumps.
Maddox, you were with me. We looked this way. It was not like this.
Welcome to Banter with Richie B. Yo, what's up, everybody? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's back. Yeah, we've seen it for a while. Oh, I'm live. Look at that. Say hi, Wojo.
Hi, Wojo.
I can see you. I can see everybody. See me on the side. I'm in a little box. See that? Trying to work my kinks out of my technology. Hello, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Banter Richie B Live. I am fired up tonight. I had some rest. Yes. We got a show for you tonight. Mr. Mike Tinsley is here with his partner in crime, we'll call him. We'll go with the old cliche, the partner in crime cliche, Mr. Matt Arseneault. And he is the man behind the camera. This tonight is his very first time on a podcast in front of the camera because they are here tonight to talk about their documentary, Man Ape Among Us. I love the name. I've always loved the name. Mr. Tinsley and I we were like dreamy little schoolgirls at one point where we would share stories and stuff and talk for hours while he drank ale and our wives would yell at us, "When are you coming up here?" You know what I mean? Or something like, not that they're really like that. I just went with it. But this is what he's been talking about. This is what he's been talking about. This is one of his dreams. He's got a great, brilliant mind when it comes to this stuff. And just like myself with Bobby Lee, you know, the vision gets put into play by the talents of Matt. So we actually have the trailer for that movie, documentary, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to bring Wojo up to say hi to everybody because I am seeing the chat go off. I love it. Freaking love it, man. I love the energy. I love it. Great advertising this week. Everybody was pushing and plugging and having fun and being a team. And again, I can't thank you enough. Real quick story before I bring my co-host out. I was just sharing with everybody backstage. I was talking to my softball team, and the dude asked me because I told him I sent the link and told him to check out the show at 6. I sent the link, and he's like, "Hey, are you on the hub?" I'm like, What's the hub? I think that was the old name for the internet. So I'm like, what the hell's the hub? And he goes, Google it. So I, being a smart ass, went Google me. So that went back and forth. And then I Googled myself, and we found some really cool stuff about us that I didn't even know existed. Squatchables.com. If you get a chance, check out squatchables.com. A really interesting site for all you Squatch fans. Go over there and check it out. And basically what it is they take different episodes that are public property, right? So they can just grab them. And then they add an AI touch to them. And it was really nice, some of the things they said about our show. Truly, truly humbling, I got to be honest with you. So definitely go check out squatchables.com. There's a great episode of synopsis about the Vogel brothers interview that I did. They talk about the Critter Mountain, Cobble Mountain Critter Fest, all that stuff. So really, really good stuff. And if you missed Throwdown Thursday, you missed some good insight on the Cobble Mountain Critter Fest that we are a major sponsor of. They're going to have their own Cobble Mountain Critter Festival ale. So, you know, you might want to check that out at some point. Just saying, right? So let's get Wojo in here. We'll say hello. Wojo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Good Lord. I can't with this dude. It's like having like an 8th kid. Oh, Mr. Vogel, Squatchables.com had an interview with when I did the interview with you and your brother, man. It was really cool. It was a cool AI. They really featured you guys. They talked about the festival and how it was going to be huge. And yeah, you got to check that out. I'll try to pull the episode again and send it to you. I just ran out of time. So let's welcome our co-host, the Wojo, to the stage. What's up, the Wojo?
Hey, what's going on? Hello. Happy Saturday. We are home of the boom. We got a great podcast tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Really? What'd you think of that Google and shit that we checked out?
Oh my God, that was that was just incredible. Very, very honorable and very humbling. And hey, like I said, just very interactive. You know, one thing, Rich, I'm looking at all these chats. I'm very interactive tonight.
Oh, I love it.
I hope Mike and Matt are ready to go because it's gonna be a good night tonight.
Yep. Sparky's here with his new SpaceX setup that he has in his house. You see that setup that dude has?
Dude, that was incredible. That's
God, dude.
That's so badass.
Good Lord, the government knows where he lives for sure.
Yeah, all lit up, like all dancing and stuff.
God.
Lights.
D Hoot's here, already giving me shit right out of the gate. I'd have it no other way. We love you, Miss D Hoot. Big Andy's here. Let's see.
Who? Big Andy, what's happening?
Did you say who?
Hoot. Hoot.
Oh, Hoot. Sparky, yeah, they're in here just chatting away, dude. Look at them.
I know. It's the rate they're going, Rich. Usually it pops up over 100 messages. Yeah, I think we might be able to. I think tonight might be the night that might break that record, time wise.
Oh, chat wise.
No, I think last week was at 6:09. We had over 100.
But our highest is 767. And the month of February was 3,100 in the chat comments. I just think that's amazing.
I love it. Love the apples.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. It's all about bringing everybody together. Hello, Sparky, like you said, D Hoot, blah, 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 blah. Sam, our producer, Sam, our very talented producer, Sam. We are very blessed to have her. Heidi Goal is here. She's our social media guru.
Hi, Heidi.
If she drives you nuts with my shit, it's my fault. Take it up with me.
She's awesome.
But she does it. She does it in a classy, professional way, and she puts us out there, and we thank you, Heidi, so much. Tim Vogel, what's up, Mr. Vogel? Good to see you here, my friend. Crush Dice, what's happening? Crush Dice. We saw Crush Dice in the lives, right? When we were out there looking for the Squatchy Squad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Good to see you here. Welcome. Miss Michelle Wilfong is also here. Good afternoon from Oregon. I love it. We got a lot of out westers, man. We got Idaho, Oregon, Colorado. I'm somewhere in California, if I remember correctly. And then, it just goes on. The list goes on. Hi, everyone. I'm watching from New Jersey. That's right. Jersey's in the house. Crust Ice. Awesome.
Washington.
Oh, Mr. Tim. No, man. You are making waves. Listen, when we first met, we discussed what's happening right now, Mr. Tim Vogel. We had this conversation right now. And I had the same conversation with Mr. Tinsley out of New Hampshire. Absolutely putting this shit on the map, and we will be recognized. New England's on the map. And not only that, it's literally going to be on a map. So, but we'll talk about that another time. I'm saving that one from when Jelly Porter shows up. Poor Jelly Porter.
Poor Jelly.
Elder's here. Tansy. Good to see you.
Tansy. Hi.
Awesome. Keep climbing. You too, brother. We climbing together. Bobby Lee Hubbard, my amazing executive producer, is in the audience. Jean Tewksbury, a woman I really would like to speak to, by the way. We have something that we want you to be a part of, and we will share that with you. That's behind the scenes. Banter and the Mojo Crust Ice. I love it. All right, cool. So here we are. Sparky, Richie is recognized for peeing in the woods. No, I'm not. I video recorded him peeing in the woods.
That's so against the rules.
Listen, let's just get our guest out here because we don't want to, in case Matt has to get called out to like some kind of like news report because he works at the local TV station up there. There could be something happening up there. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe like a branch falls on a street. Yep. You know what I mean? And Matt's got to run out there and be like,
hello there, this is Matt Arseneault.
You know what I mean?
Well, I thought you might say, breaking news.
Well, that's right, Jim. We have breaking news. We have a 1x2 branch that landed on the street somewhere. Back to you, Mike Tinsley.
Right? Well, you could do your other way, Rich. Put the music on. Yeah. We got breaking news with Matt Arseneault.
Hang on, you're starting this shit early. Let's do Toon Pocket Zombie Fest, because that sounds about right. Here it comes. Look at that's up.
Richie and Wojo, This story is about Mike Tinsley and Matt Arseneault from Chaos Theater Productions. What's that? Matt just got a phone call? There's a branch down in the middle of the road? Quickly to the branch mobile. Oh, yeah, that's right. Back to you, Wojo.
Matt's on scene with the DPW. And the DPW guy's pulling out his large chainsaw to cut the wood. And Mike Tinsley's in the corner drinking a beer going, are you done yet?
I know what's it, right?
The music is killing me, man.
The music is...
Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun.
Oh, my God.
Well, we
Right,
just
wait.
missed 100 messages by 1 minute. But hey, keep it going, guys. That's awesome.
Keep that chit chat going. Do you know what tonight's topic is? Types of ghosts, by the way. Types of ghosts. Also, find us on Doc Realm TV on every Roku television all over the world, baby, worldwide. Amazon Fire Stick, worldwide. Find us on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, iHeart, everywhere. I was Googling myself. We're written in Japanese. I thought that was really cool. I took a picture of it.
Ah, Richie Bean. Oh, Kaimaska.
Yeah. Konnichiwa. You know what I mean? Really
Domo.
exciting stuff, right?
Yes.
Anyone on Facebook, thank you, D Hood, always reminding me. Anybody on Facebook, if you're on my personal Facebook, I cannot see your comments. Cuckaburger doesn't allow it, okay? But he's not censoring anybody, and he's really sorry that he ever did. But anyways, that's a different story. So I would like you to jump from that Facebook page over here on the YouTube page, or check it out on the BanterWithRichieB Facebook page so we can see your comments and we can break a record. Maybe we'll get 1,000 comments tonight, okay? Tonight's topic, while we have our guests here, is types of ghosts. Maybe shadow people, maybe elementals, maybe an old relative, maybe residual. Whatever you can pull up, let's have a conversation, okay? Let's see. I see Scott. Oh, there's one of our teammates. Matt's here.
Hey, Matt.
And he says Bree and Cass. I saw Cass.
Yep,
go
I
by.
saw Cash. Yep. Hey, Cass.
What's up, brother? Listen, let's get our guests out. Enough out of your bullshit and all your ramblings tonight, Wojo. I don't know what you.
Oh, you're talking to me. I think you're talking about Matt, my brother.
That goes without saying. I don't say that to him no more because it's a waste of breath. He just keeps going.
Let's go.
All right, listen, without further ado, we're going to bring our guests to the table. If you know anything about a cool ghost or anything, and I think it would be a good one for this topic, is Elder. Elder would be a good one. Different types of ghosts in the Native American culture. I think that would be really cool, right?
Yep.
Hello, Bree. Here we are. Here's our guest tonight. Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going? Hey, what's up, Rich?
How you doing?
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for
No, thanks for Matthew. Thank you for coming on and being on the right side of the camera this time.
Well, you know, it took a lot of bravery, and I had to take time out from cutting down trees in my town. So
he said he had a windstorm earlier, and he was called out. He put his phone on silent.
Nothing's more important than this, Richie.
Right, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
Town, you're gonna have to wait a minute, please. I know. There's anarchy going on up there, but this is the BanterWithRichieB podcast. We're worldwide, and we're written in Japanese on Google, so that means something to somebody somewhere. Probably just me, but whatever. I am live over here. So here, hang on a minute. I'm going to make sure nobody's over here because we want to get the asses back over here. Here we go. All right, good. All right, I see us now. All right, good. So here we are. All right, so Michael and Matthew, tell us where you're from. Not like literally from. What's your company's name?
We are Chaos Theater Productions. We are based out of New Hampshire, and I've been doing video for 10 years, and 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I roped Mike into my little company, and we're like, oh, well, what do you want to create? So we were like, everyone loves Bigfoot, so we made Man Ape Among Us. So
I think that's pretty awesome, Man Ape Among Us. And when did that idea come up? I think I kind of know through conversations with Michael, but it was kind of in its infancy, I think, then, or just in its idea.
Yeah, you know, it's honestly, we were in a Bigfoot, me and my wife and I, you know, we travel around New England, just hitting, you know, some cool spots throughout the summer. And we love buying the bumper stickers and the coffee mugs and the t-shirts and all that stuff. And when we decided to make content, like Matt said, who doesn't love Bigfoot? So when we started to get into it, we hooked up with the guys at Penford Media and went to Whitehall. And from then, when we made a couple documentaries with them, and that was fun. We thought actually that's where it would end. But when I got home and we started going through this stuff, I hooked up with Kelly Porter, who's a lifelong friend. I grew up with him since childhood. And he had New Hampshire Bigfoot Society. So I was always kind of part of it. But we teamed up, started reaching out to everybody we knew. And that's how we met Rich. That's how we met all the people that are in our documentary. So we think we have something original here. And we hope that it really embraces what the New England Bigfoot culture is, what it was, what the Bigfoot culture and where it's headed.
It's not just Bigfoot; it's also the culture of Bigfoot.
Right.
A years-long deep dive into the culture in the Northeast United States. So it's not just Bigfoot; it's also different cryptids and different stories that are related.
I think it's awesome because this is one thing. Like when I started this, I started looking into like, what am I doing here, right? I had the experiences in my backyard. I finally got the courage up to share it when I lost my son. And that truly did inspire me. And that's exactly why I did what I did, because the I don't give up came out of me. And I was having this go on for years in my backyard. I could hear walking around, breaking shit. You know what I mean? Like it was constant. I would communicate. I would just saying earlier where I'd hear, I got goosebumps. I would hear, I always get goosebumps all these years later, man, of just reliving those moments where I would go, hey, out in the woods just to see if there was a reaction, because a normal animal would just keep going. And this thing would be trudging around, breaking shit. And I'd be like, hey, and then it would stop. And then I started putting things, piecing it together, I'm like, that thing's interactive, man, And then I would walk out back and bang on a tree, and then I'd wait like 5 minutes sometimes it would take, and then bang, right back to me, like, but way out. And I'm going, this thing's interacting with me. And that's where that is. But where am I going to go with this, right? What is my end game? What is my goal?
Yeah.
My goal is to not be a gatekeeper and share all my evidence, right? My goal is to put New England on the map, because I've watched so many great people that I've watched so many documentaries during research out on the West Coast, up in Canada, British Columbia, all great places. I'm not putting them down. But my point was, why are you getting on a plane? He's right here, bro.
Yep.
It made no sense to me. So I said, you know what? My goal is going to put New England on the map. I want not just the Bridgewater Triangle, but New England on the map. And then I had the gift of meeting guys from different locations, right? The Vogels are way over here. Tinsley and the boys are up here, right? I got Mike Trainer down in Rhode Island, right? So I'm like, dude, what an option. I'm being led to this.
Yeah, exactly.
So I said to Mr. Tinsley, when we had our beautiful conversations, and virtually, let's be honest, we were holding hands. It was just like we starry-eyed kids,
Right.
and we both had great ideas and great visions, and it was awesome. And that was one of the things that we discussed. We are going to slam the door on the border. Left side is closed, baby, because New England's coming on the map. And it's coming in a way, you don't even know what's coming. Wait till you see the shit that's happening this summer. The shit that I'm coming up with this summer, because, Mike, you know this part of it, the culture, right? Which you guys bring up.
Yep.
I'm over here minding my own business. I'm still getting fucked with, burnt, shit talked, and I'm like, I don't even know the people that are saying shit. Like, I could care less, dude. You don't come out in the woods with me. You probably don't even own a pair of boots.
Right.
So my point is to slam that door on that side of the culture. Just completely ignore them till they shut their mouths or they go elsewhere.
Right. I think that's a part of our documentary too, is showing the double-edged sword of the Bigfoot community. It's like everyone's great and collaborating, but there's also a little bit of a toxic side to it. And you're like, well, why are you gatekeeping the cryptids and Bigfoot? Like, we all need to collaborate and work together on this sort of thing.
100%, Matt, and that's a great point. And I've had a lot of people on my live events that have become like family to us, and I truly care about these people, and I truly do. And we talked about filming and production like yourself, but I said I don't want to do it if everybody from my YouTube channel can't come with me.
Right. Sure.
So how do I hold a camera and do a documentary and still talk to my friends? Yeah. So that's when we added another camera filming us with the camera, so to speak. And that idea just evolved out of loyalty to them because I didn't want them to be left behind. I've even said to them, if you have a problem being on TV or whatever, jump off now because I want you to be part of it. And this is what we're going to do. And I've been true to my word. And they're the same way. They're the same thinkers, the same type of thinkers. You know what I mean? Like-minded, I guess is what I'm trying to say, right? So I think it's huge. And then I find Wojo, this guy over here, I knew him from softball for decades. I played against him, played with him, whatever it was. And could smash the fuck out of a softball, by the way. And lefty. And he got interested in something, again, kind of drew me to him. I'm like, and I had a battle within if I wanted to have a co-host, right? And I'm like, because you got to be careful with what you do in this world, especially because now you got a podcast world and you have a cryptid world, right? And that you're combining it, but you got to keep them separate too. So 100% the right choice because he gets it. You know what I mean? Right, Wojo? You get it, right?
Yeah, I absolutely get it. You know, because I actually called you, asked you the questions. You know, obviously, you know, you're running a podcast. What is it about? I've always been intrigued about Bigfoot. Always has been it since I was a kid. UFOs, things like that. But when Richie said, well, I got Bigfoot in my backyard, my mind just exploded like, what? And when he told me about his story, you know, I was so intrigued. You know, Richie's like, I'll take you to my house one of these days and what have you. And that's when the following day he gave me a call because a producer got sick. And Richie had, they were to go out on an investigation in Central Mass. And he asked me to come along. So I was a borderline skeptic. And I will speak for Rich that, you know, going in there, just, you know, I've been a hunter all my life, being out in the woods, love being out in the woods, by the way. Being that borderline skeptic and not everything, you know, you just try to find the unusual stuff. But Richie never really said anything to me like, you know, of anything other than like, you know, I question on like some of these trees that are like, that were twisted in a 90-degree angle. So I came to him and that's when Richie goes, ha. So that's how we started molding together because he let me to kind of like take it all in and what have you. So that's where I came in here and it all worked out. But for you, Matt, starting all this with Bigfoot, were you like a borderline skeptic also? I mean, where did you stand before you started getting?
Well, I'm still a skeptic. I haven't seen anything that has really changed my opinion. But I've seen the passion that, you know, people have behind Bigfoot and stuff like that. And when Mike and Kelly started New Hampshire Bigfoot Society, I wanted to follow that movement. I wanted to get that sort of journey. And I don't know if you know this, but Mike's actually my father-in-law. So he's going to do all these things.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Pod.
You read that?
Sorry. Hang on a minute. I think I might have some father-in-law music here. Hang on. All right. Hang on. Oh, here we go.
What'd you say? Can you read that? I got to zoom in. Hold on.
Hang on a minute. I didn't.
I'm son-in-law. It's
nobody that knew that. That's
breaking news.
Mike Tinsley is his father-in-law. And we just want to send out our love and compassion to Matt.
my favorite.
And all that comes with that responsibility of dealing with Mike Tinsley in a different way. Not just business. He's obviously married to Mike's son. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I couldn't Anyways, our thoughts and prayers go out to you, Mr. Matt. You know, you bring up some great great stuff, Matt, and that's what I love. I love skeptics. I love them. Ask Wojo. They're such an integral part of this. They have to be respectful, though, as far as skeptics go. You're not going to get anywhere butting heads, clashing, bullshit, fake, crap, blah, blah. Shut up.
I've been naturally skeptic about everything. So
that's great.
And that's one thing about our film is that like skepticism is good, but cynicism isn't. And that's kind of like the theme that we're trying to put through. Like when you things could be scary, but you got to be positive about it.
Yeah, sometimes things don't add up, right? It's good to be skeptical of that. You know, you don't want to just believe everything you read, everything you hear, these stories to tell. So you got to kind of go and take things. But when you're online or you're working with people and it's cynicism that comes out, That's what's toxic. That's what ruins everybody. We talked a lot, Richie, over the last year or so about how, we've taken this journey. And that's what inspires me is when I went to Whitehall for the first time and saw how people were just willing to talk and kind of be open about things. It was like, when you walk into church and everyone's having a great time and you're like, what am I missing? And that's kind of what it's evolved to, this kind of this connection that people have. And like you said, Rich, like you don't give an F anymore, right? You don't care what people think, like somebody wants to talk crappy about you or whatever. And so that allows you to kind of walk with your head up, and it makes you feel confident and comfortable. And that's what I want to share with other people too, is that, hey, it's okay. There's a whole community out here. You're not alone. If you had a sighting, people feel ashamed. I get stuff all the time now where they want to tell me about their sighting and they don't know who to talk to, and it changes their life. Like, you can't be skeptical about that. That literally that's the passion. That's the drive in all of this. And when it starts bringing a community together, like I've seen New England having nothing, or having a hard time trying to find out what's going on in the Bigfoot community, to where, we're looking to do a lot of cool stuff. We're looking to promote and kind of grow, not only as who we are in the Bigfoot community, but just as individuals, right? That's just inspiration. And hopefully that inspire others, and hopefully we can come across to the point where in our film where people that aren't involved with Bigfoot still want to watch. They still find it compelling. They still find the story,
Yeah.
Well, I give Matt props though for sticking around, Mike. Only because, like Matt, what I'm saying is the subject. As a skeptic,
Right.
that you still want to go out, be with your father-in-law and be out with Kelly and go out and continue to see what is going on. You're having that drive in you, and I compliment you on that. Just not giving up and say, this is all hogwash, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, even though as a skeptic, I still want to be a part of the whole hunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just love being a part of something, and I think being in a Bigfoot community, it's a great community to be in.
Well, we've also met like a lot of people like you, Rich, podcasters, filmmakers, authors. We've met just a crap ton of people that we didn't know we were going to be mingling and having contacts in our phones with these people. And it's once again, it's inspiring. So how could you not be inspired? When we went up to Portland, I know Matt couldn't make it. He was actually shooting a film. But I went up to Portland with Adam and Zach from Penford Media. You've had them on the show before. We haven't done really collaborated with much with those guys in the last few months, but we're looking forward to just hook up with them and have fun. But when we went and we talked to Jean Tewksbury, I was actually just finishing a clip of her for the documentary where she talks about wild mountain lions. Yeah. And that kind of makes that connection with Bigfoot and wildlife. And her philosophy on the big cats, it fits Bigfoot. Why wouldn't they be there? Right. They have the room and the space and the food sources to make it happen. So why wouldn't that be?
You're 100% right. The culture too's there though. The culture's too. Yep. She was on my show, and and when I had Throwdown Thursday, and I was bitching because there was, I don't want to get into it too much, but there's a trackway 5 miles from my house, and nobody find out from a secret email from somebody that's loyal to me. What the fuck are we doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? Like, great, good for you. You're amazing. I didn't know it was about you. My bad. I thought it was about this primitive human walking around.
Well,
we wanted to know.
Honestly, that was the naivety that I had when I went to Whitehall. I'm like, wow, all these citizen scientists, investigators, amateur sleuths, everybody's working together to find Bigfoot. And then I realized Henniker hits and nobody's working together.
Oh my God, no. Dude, it was like all these busy ants building their home, right? We're all like everybody ran. I'm like, what the fuck happened? You left me with the whack job. Thanks. Thanks, bro.
Only if you knew, like, oh man, if you were with us and the things that came out of their mouths, oh boy.
I was playing Fortnite with him and his kids playing with my kid, and I'm like, where the hell everybody go? This
Oh man, it was peace until you have to put in the work, you know.
It was like a bad date every night. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, it was so bad. But
that's what you talk about, Rich. How we had this bromance, right? We did. We were chatting all the time. Our wives were yelling at us, and
I still do.
But we talked about growing. We talked about bringing something, not only for ourselves, but in New England. And I think what kind of went down in Henniker and how things, after talking to everybody that was kind of there and around,
You're still my bro, man.
we realized that we needed to kind of get our shit together, And,
Yeah, we did.
And at that point, I realized, I had to ask myself, and it's part of the documentary. It's a turning point, really, where do we blow it up or do we put it back together? And well,
you'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're here, so
yeah, easy now.
We're here, so.
But we do have a trailer there. That's a good segue right into the trailer, and we did. For me, when I was new, it was the podcast. That was all new. And stepping into the actual Bigfoot world, and it was great to learn it locally.
Yes, it was a deep dive, right?
But I think it was good for us locally to learn that and not have to deal with the nationwide bull. Some of the other side of the country came into play during that incident.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And they have since 2 or 3 more times, including the one 5 miles from my house. And I think that's why I'm so pissed that I'm about to build a wall. And I'm all done. Me and Mojo have announced that we're doing a library tour.
Awesome.
We're going in the way of the Vogels. We feel that their method is inspiring.
Yep.
I want to talk to people.
Absolutely.
I want local people to know our name, our phone number. I want them to understand what we're all about. And if they have an incident, they reach out to the right people and not just bring in some national conglomerate that you got to wait years to get the actual report back to you. Or for that matter, some, like I said, author. You know what I mean? Like, why are we calling an author? Oh, they know something about the Bridgewater Triangle. You know what I mean? Yeah, read a lot about it. A lot of reading and rewriting. You know what I mean? And it's just not the right method to take. And I don't think it does anything. We've earned everything that we have. I got shelves of evidence over there that you could put together in a circumstantial way and have a case. All right. And that's the bottom line. And that's what I go with. And man, I'm not far off. I mean, I'm a realist, bro. Not everything's Bigfoot. I'm still at 95%, and I've heard them talk to each other.
Sure.
They just didn't come out of the woods and talk to me, so I'm not at 100. But I sat there with somebody from the BFRO and that actual author that I'm talking about and listened to them go back and forth and converse. It was amazing. And then people that are knowers that have seen them still look at me like, wow, that's crazy. Really? That's better than seeing them. I'm like, is it?
I would say that I do believe that just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Well, true. What's up, Henry? Yeah, and that's
Henry!
Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You're right. But I appreciate your honesty, and you're not trying to blend in with bullshit.
Well, I think that's a part of it too. It's like, our documentary is about Bigfoot and the culture and stuff, but I also kind of wanted to take it from an outside perspective, from someone who doesn't really know anything about it. So,
right.
If you're watching this and you don't know anything about Bigfoot, especially in the Northeast, like this is like we're showing you what's happening, what's going on.
And hopefully as a viewer, if you're not even into Bigfoot, it moves you. Hopefully it gives you a little goosebumps at some point and makes you kind of think twice about what the world around you. I think that's what we all need, right? With the politics, with the geopolitics, with the social media, with all the stuff. Kelly and I have talked about since day one, getting kids off the games, off the computers, and get them outside. Like, let's explore. Let's get some fresh air.
Same theory as the Vogels, right? You go to Mountain Critter Festival on Facebook. Make sure you follow. Tell your friends to follow. If you got 5 people in your house, everybody follow. You don't have to be from the area to participate.
Right.
You don't have to be from the area to promote and help these guys. They want to bring the wilderness to the kids and the kids back to the wilderness. This is a great cause and a great theory, and I love it. And I'm so proud to be a sponsor, and not better than that, friends. Yeah, those guys are my friends, and I hold our relationship very near and dear. So make sure you do the same thing. What's this Penford Media coming in here?
Oh,
Oh.
Coming at me already. I'll tell you right now.
I think he just said it paired us up. Interview of the century. Glad Wojo's got the flat top. Homie looks like the short Gronkowski brother who got traded to the Adams family.
Oh wow.
At least he called you homie.
Yeah, I guess so. My Christian brother.
Yeah. Oh, that would be Adam. Yeah, probably.
Love
I mean,
him.
I wouldn't put it past Zach either. Can you ask Denny?
True.
We have the trailer, so stay tuned. We have the trailer to Man Ape Among Us. Don't go anywhere. All right, we don't.
Pawtuckaway.
I'm not going to a commercial. Relax. Can you ask Mike what he's seen for activity up around the Pawtuckaway State Park?
Pawtuckaway is a hot spot in southern New Hampshire, for sure. It's kind of part of this whole area that we've been kind of focusing on, from Bear Brook State Park to the west, which borders almost along Concord, Pembroke, Manchester, to Pawtuckaway in the east. And it's like 200 square miles, probably about the same area as the Bridgewater Triangle. But we have 3 state parks, tons of wildlife refuges, power lines that interconnect, and I'm giving too much, Matt, because we got to save it. We got to save something.
Yeah, we got to save something. And we're going to have a great conversation about this.
Pawtuckaway is a great spot. Found some really cool stuff up by the Boulder Cave. So if you're out there, you want to go and check around out there, we got some real cool sounds. And come to find out, they were barred owl, but the way they kind of echoed through the woods is.
But were they?
Well, it was.
But were they?
Well, that's the thing. There's been a lot of speculation on whether or not, how Bigfoot mimics birds.
I'm a great believer in mimicking. Let me tell you something. We had them go back and forth live on our YouTube the other day. Last time we were out, last week. We haven't been out in a little bit because the winds have been crazy down here, and we cannot go in the woods with the wind. You can't hear anything approaching you, and you don't know when something's coming down on your head. So, and it sounded like whoops together.
I'll print you what I got.
People said that to me. Oh, that sounds like a bot owl. But no. You have to have context of the situation. Context of the situation puts everything together for you and writes the book. 100%. If you don't have the context of what we went through, I'm asking for your opinion for the sound, so I can't be crucial to you, and I would never shit on anybody's opinion. But context of the situation is very critical. It was put together as whoops to sound like a bot owl. Now, let me include this. I have been on my journey as a researcher for 10 years now. It's about 10 years, approaching 10 years. I've been in my woods. I've just been in all kinds of woods. I've been in the woods for 10 years. I've been in the woods for 10 years. I've never heard a bot owl. I've never, ever heard one. Ever. I've heard whoo, whoo, sure, like a regular owl, but I've never heard the sounds that bot owls make.
Right.
Very specific. And that day, with all the shit that was going on, all of a sudden we heard that. You know what I mean? And to me, it's a mimic. So a lot of the mimics that I've heard, I can break them down. So what I'll do is I'll go on and I'll pick up a sound from Google and I'll play it side by side. And there is just, to me, I'm trying to get more into mimics and structures because people don't go for that. They want footprints and hair and, piss and poop and all this other stuff. But you're not going to get that. We're not getting that. You can bring that to the table all you want. Here, I got a big pile of poop. What's that? It came back unknown. Oh, good job. You've undiscovered the unknown. Like, you can't do anything with it. So you got to try to put together, sounds, right? So we had a linguist actually check out a recording of ours, and he put it on the, what did he put it, Wojo? The potential?
Highly potential. Yes. Yeah. Very, very highly potential of the Sierra sounds.
Yeah, he matched it up with the Sierra sounds. And they'll never tell you 100%. He matched it up with the Sierra sounds. And it ended with blap, blap. It was they were talking. They were communicating. And it ended with blap, blap. But you can hear him approaching our gifting chair going, yeah. But you take that tone and you put it with the bot owls you hear, and you're like, oh, my God, that tone is almost exact. So you got to look at different aspects of this and not just go for the footprints or the shattered bones with the marrow sucked out of it. We got peanut butter jars over there with sticks that we know were used in order to eat the peanut butter. That's a different type of research now. Now we're talking. So we got to change it up, because anything you get for DNA, first of all, the line that you would wait for anybody to validate you is about 2 years.
Yeah.
And for one, it's going to come back unknown because we don't have it. Good Lord, get over it. We don't have it. It's so stupid. What are we doing?
But the science, Richie. But
we're going to match it up with nothing. Oh, look it. From nothing and nothing equals nothing. Good Lord. I've had like 85 rock stars. Shut up. All right, I'm done.
Just
But also too, Mike and Matt, what Richie was saying earlier about the mimicking, it's also like the moment, the timing of where these mimics are happening. Okay.
Oh, God, yeah.
We did like a night investigation. We heard an owl. I heard the owl from a distance. I looked at my brother. I said, "That's not an owl."
But it
because of
wasn't
the
like
hook at
that.
the end. But also,
Yeah, it was
I can hear like some sort of like they try to do a deer call.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute. 2 different animals in that very short, within a minute. It doesn't sound right.
No.
And so what I'm saying is that the back and forth, we're at the gifting chair, we're looking at our evidence, we're looking at the peanut butter jars, possible other evidence that we have, and all of a sudden, we just came from the areas of where these whoops are coming from. They were literally like 50 yards, Rich, approximately. It was close. It was loud.
The one behind us was like 50 yards. The
Yes.
one over there, what we've been hearing the whole time,
Right.
accompanied with huge wood knocks.
Oh my God.
Wood way off in the distance, but by the time we get to the gifting chair, that's where he had been the whole time. It's just off in the distance because
Right.
we walked away, not because.
So the moment, the location, but I mean, look, I understand that, you know, there are other people that they'll say an owl. Yeah, it does sound like an owl. It really does. It's just, but the high pitch and the hook at the end.
Well,
it was different. But to answer Wade Kirby's question, what are your opinions on the topic that Bigfoot forest people can cloak and be interdimensional? So here I am with this. I'm about 40% on the cloaking. I'm at 0 on the interdimensional. I just don't have anything behind that shows me that. I haven't seen anybody go whoop out of an orb and go, "Hello, Richard." It just hasn't happened. But the cloaking, I've had experiences with something that I cannot see, but can hear right in front of me almost.
Right. Well,
I've even seen blurred visions go through the woods, but I don't say anything. I keep it to myself.
We've had reports of like Bigfoot using portals and things like that. So
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. How do you see that? What is that report, though? A light showed up, and you know, a Volkswagen came out, and
that's
you know what I mean? Like
for
everybody's
me.
smoking weed. Like, how do you see a portal? Like, what? You know what I mean? I know what a portal is, but I just don't. I'm not there. You know what I mean? It's okay.
Yeah. Excuse me. For me, cloaking is. I don't know about like a digital cloak, for instance, like changing. But I do believe in camouflage and making yourself small and invisible. I think that's possible. I think a big animal can kind of blend in, has a way to kind of just be part of the landscape and not noticed. To me, that's kind of cloaking. But the portal thing, I'm not even sure what they mean by another dimension. What is that dimension? Is it? I don't get it. I'm not sure. I'm not into paranormal yet.
Well,
so it's hard for me
we call it the woo of Bigfoot, right?
And I've talked to clairvoyants and I've talked to all kinds of people that have an opinion on this. But for me personally, you know, I'm an idea guy, but other than that, I connect with, you know, what's around me. I kind of live in the moment, see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. So that's kind of how I validate what reality is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to me. And
I don't have a paranormal connection. People, my daughters and my wife seem to. I have a 135-year-old house, and my littlest one won't come back because she thinks it's haunted. But I think it's just a creaky old house by the road, you know. But that's me. Right. So. As far as some of the woo, you know, I want to sit down with Ronnie LeBlanc and really kind of pick his brain on some of this stuff. And I've run into him a few times, but I haven't had that chance to kind of sit down with him and kick back and kind of, you know, and kind of go over that. Because I think he's one of the guys that's kind of the, you know,
the woo guy.
Yeah, he's the woo guy. So
and he's got a lot of experience too. But he's got a lot of boots on the ground experience. So Ronnie's somebody that you have to respect, whether you believe in what he says or what he believes or not.
Right.
You have to respect him because he's put in his work.
Absolutely.
He's done his time. And I watch a lot of his stuff, and a lot of stuff I'll be like, nah, dude, come on. And other times I'm like, but even when I say that, I still have to respect the footwork. I have to. And D Hoot's yelling at me to show the trailer because she's going to she does this to me all the time. Hey, how'd that cast come out? Like, I'm like, come on, man. Why you don't like us having a conversation about Bigfoot? You bunch of jerks, settle down.
Well, you're building up the trailer. Now they want to know what happened.
Well, that's what I'm supposed to do.
I love it.
I mean, these guys, I love them to death, but
zip it up. But Ronnie LeBlanc is a firsthand on boots on the ground guy. And those are the people I respect. And
hang on. Go finish up.
Oh yeah. So all I'm saying is that to hear like people that authors and things like that, they're like to me like third party people. They're not. Their experience is being taken away of people that write the books.
Right.
So I mean, and they're not really boots on the ground anymore. They're just like reading off other people's stories, and that's why guys like Ronnie LeBlanc is a great guy to go up to and ask these questions, about interdimensionals, things like that, because boots on the ground is
that would be where I go, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? That would be where I go. I mean,
well, maybe that's the upcoming year. We need to get him on the fucking. Whoops, sorry. We need to get him on the show.
Yeah, watch your fucking mouth, Tinsley.
Sorry, but no, maybe
I'm monetized. You got to screw up my monetization, you fucking asshole.
That's that boy.
Kill us. I really could kill. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, maybe we can get him on a show. Figure it out. We need to try to bring guys like that in because he's one of the guys that you say that flies all over the world to find Bigfoot, and he's right in your backyard, Rich.
Dude, he doesn't. He doesn't know I exist until you go and tell him that I exist and make him say happy anniversary to me while you have a gun. Not right. Say happy anniversary.
I got a whole funny story to tell you about that, but we can. That's for another time.
Imagine. Oh, look at D Hoot. Look at D Hoot. What is wrong with you tonight, D Hoot? What is this Wojo? You're preaching to the choir. Let's go. Like you got somewhere to be, man.
Well, what is going on here?
I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let me see what Wade Kirby has to say before I show the trailer, because he's got interesting questions and wants to participate and not yell at everybody. Why don't we ever a dead body, the dead body theory. Do they really bury their dead? All right, so I've heard some of this in mounds and Native Americans, but here's one thing for you. Our friends, the Vogels, Tim Vogel is a park ranger of 1,300 acres out there in Western Massachusetts, and he showed us a picture of a deer that was torn apart on the ice. Basically the day that it got killed. You can see the whole carcass. It was gutted a little bit. All the good stuff was taken out. And he said it lasted 4 days and not one bone was found.
Right.
On the ice as a deer, not in the acidic pine needles or in the woods hidden, wide open on a pond,
right?
Frozen. Like you would put your meat in a freezer. It was frozen. And 4 days is what it lasted. So
so sorry, Rich.
No, that's just where I'm at because the bone theory. I get why people say it to me all the time. Why haven't we? And I'm not nothing to you, Wade. It's a great question, but it's the bones theory, the dead body theory. To me, is completely debunked. Not only just by that, just by knowledge. And if it's someone that is maybe they have a high hierarchy in their clans, then they do bury them in Indian burial mounds. Right. I don't think they necessarily do. I think they take them somewhere to give back to the earth. I think they would be more like that. Like for me, when I go, I want someone to plant a tree in my belly. You know what I mean? Or, stick an oak tree in my ass and let it grow. You know what I mean? And drop some acorns on people. So when everybody sits under the tree, I can just drop an acorn on them. We better show this damn trailer before who calls the cops.
Well, you know what I wanted to add is the Vieira brothers. The Vieira brothers are local.
I want to show the trailer.
Yeah, I'm going to show it. Good. But all I'm going to say.
Oh, Wojo. Well.
That they found giants buried underneath hundreds of tons of rock, buried all throughout New England, all throughout the world.
Yeah, and that's a great theory. That's another theory. So
That's it. That's all I got. Okay, back to the trailer.
well, no, I just want listen. D-Hoot's mad, so I wanted to make sure I ejected you from talking. You know, because it's a podcast that has conversation. Good Lord, man. Go listen to us and don't worry about the visual. How's that? Huh? She'd be like,
Try to pick D Hoot as the producer. I guess it didn't work out so well.
yeah, no, fired her day one. So, all right, here we go. Everybody, please focus. Get out your popcorn, get out your beer, get out your soda, whatever it might be. I want you guys to sit down and relax. I would like to dedicate this trailer to our friend D Hoot. She's clearly very passionate about it. And we'll get right over there and follow Man Ape Among Us. We're going to check out some of this work. This is a world premiere, by the way, because, baby, we worldwide. So this is going to be written in Japanese by tomorrow.
Nice.
All right. Here we go.
It's a global enigma. It's important to study why are we seeing these creatures.
For decades, we've heard legends of big hairy creatures lurking behind every tree. Are they half man or half ape?
We have other things in a fossil record similar to man and other types of apes, and this seems to be somewhere between less human and human.
The ancient natives in the Northwest Pacific called them Sasquens. Chinese call them Yaren. Could these beasts be relic hominids? Have our prehistoric cousins returned from our past to live amongst us?
One day when we find that Sasquatch, maybe we'll just have him laid out in a fur hood.
I think there's a host of paranormal entities or cryptozoological mysteries out there.
I have heard but not seen.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's all sorts of different creatures out there that haven't been identified yet.
Nice try. I'm gonna kick your ass, I'm telling you.
Where's the body? Where's Bigfoot's body?
Here's this creature standing there, 7.5, 8 foot tall, 400 pounds, maybe more, staring at me.
I'm Mike Tinsley. Follow me as we talk with the experts and go down the rabbit hole of the world of cryptozoology. And I'll take you with me as I go through thick and thin, finding leads and following the tracks.
That's my favorite Bigfoot howl ever. You see the squat? You see the squat he puts
the
on?
pen started falling down.
Oh, that was amazing. Good job, guys. Good job. I mean, I personally feel you should have more of me in it, but that's okay.
Well, no, there'll be more of you.
No, I'm just kidding, dude. I love that. I love that one. Every time I see it, ooh, I love it. That was a great trailer. Everybody love that? Come on now, give a round of applause.
Yeah,
man.
very
Thumbs
good.
Up, something, I
well,
love it.
baby. Thanks, Rich.
No, I think it's amazing. Thank you for sharing it with us. And I mean, I'm honored, dude. I really am. That is, Matt, great work, by the way. Way to make Tinsley look good and smile.
Well, that's
seriously, bro. That's the same thing with Bobby Lee. Look around me. She did all this. I just learned how to work what she puts up. She's like, oh, you got to do this, and I can click a picture.
I think that was part of our process was just kind of jumping into the chaos. Chaos theater. We just jumped into it, and I ended up, setting things up, lining stuff up, and going there and be willing to talk to people, and we just recorded it as much as we could. Whether I went out in the woods by myself, we did a lot of scouting, and that was the thing, because what we're trying to do is lock down our area. Richie, you got your area. I got like so much woods. I'm not sure where to go and what to do, because I don't want to scare them away too, right? Part of what I'm trying to do is really kind of define a spot, and I didn't want to really give it away, but Pawtuckaway is part of that equation. And it's not far from Charming Fair, where you guys, came, and you're gonna come back again. And Jean's gonna make a presence in it as well. I was just working on her.
She should.
The other day, so it was fun to get to just chat with her a little bit, real casual and loose. But I think at the end we want to help bring the New England community together. because there was a void. It was like an emptiness, and there's new guys like yourself, me, and Adam from Penford. Like, we're all in this New England area, and we want to do stuff. We want to be part of the community. We want to grow, and and we've had a lot of excitement and a lot of response from people outside, like Crystal Panic. She's a BFRO member from a representative from New Hampshire who's excited to see like life and stuff here kind of happening. And I see, what you're doing and what just kind of more enthusiasm and more just letting people know it's okay. Like, it's okay to come out with this stuff. It's okay to embrace it. It's okay to show the world that you like Bigfoot.
Yep.
It's all right. It's okay. And I think that's what.
I think a big part of this too is inspiring other people to go out and do their own investigations.
Yeah.
And not even that, just like go out and camp, like go out and go out to these conventions and talk to people and connect and make more connections, and you'll learn new things every day. So
yeah, I think it's important that we open our minds, and people that are already here, like, what you guys are saying, we're kind of the stewards of that. We're the ones that can say that, hey, it's okay, like when I brought Wojo out, not only did I just caress his back. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, you guys still here? Sorry. Did I say that out loud? Oh my God. It's 7:00. My meds wore off. But I was just like, bro, what do what do you see? I wasn't like, don't you see it? Don't you see it? It's right there. You know what I mean? I didn't do that shit. It was just like, here you go, bro. Walk in the woods. And not as a hunter this time. Walk in the woods as a researcher this time. Right. It's totally different. And explain to me, like, if we came across a structure, and I'm all about structures, I don't care what anybody says. Right. I think they use it for hunting. I think they use it, for signals, signs, fun, clan definition, all of it. I think they use structures for everything. The trees are their text messages, people. Wake the fuck up. How else are they going to communicate? Fire in a blanket? Like, what are we talking about here? We'll find them if we see smoke randomly in the middle of nowhere. This is their text message. This is how they communicate. I will die on the hill with that. You know what I'm saying? Gene, that is not too much information. Stop that. Gene's like, oh God, there's a part of research I didn't need to see. We love Gene Tewksbury, and she should be honored and to me reveled in the research world. And it's funny because I had her on the show and I wanted to talk to her about her research techniques, and then idiocy kicked in, and we just had just a great time hanging out. And I didn't even get to go over the techniques with her, so I'd love to have her back and do that. And I want to include her in a private discussion, Mr. Tinsley. I think she'd be a huge asset for that project.
Absolutely.
I really believe that, and I don't think she gets the credit she deserves. So,
by the way, too, Rich.
Yeah. What's up?
2 days ago, there's been Gene. This is for you. There's been a bobcat sighting.
Yes.
In Norwood Wellesley line.
Yes.
There's a lot of. There's been a lot of reports. There might be more than one.
Yeah, this year.
Yes, just 2 days ago. They just. They had I think it was on a game trail or something like that. So whoever's researching out there. So Gene, there you go. Look that up.
This is what I think. Not to cut you off, but I like to do that. So what I think is Gene Tewksbury is a valuable researcher to draw further into the Bigfoot community. That's what I believe, and I think we're doing a disservice by having a researcher like that over there. She should be more into here and helping, get involved more with the Bigfoot, with the techniques and talents that she has and with her subject, the big cats.
Right.
But have her, and she's into Bigfoot. And to me, she's a Bigfoot researcher, but we need more of her.
Yeah,
I believe that.
It helps give credibility too, because she's taking wildlife, approach to, to this, and helping guys like us who have the passion, have the drive, but we're not refined. I didn't go to college and get a degree in biology or anything. I don't know about you, Rich and Wojo, but
no, not today.
But I know the woods from being out there. I'm an avid forager. A hunter too, Wojo, and it's like, when you start looking at things like structures, they do tell you something, because I've even, sitting at the base of a tree, waiting, being quiet, and then look around, start noticing things like one time that really stood out wasn't a Bigfoot, but it was a black bear. And I realized that the tree that I was sitting on, so I was hunting behind my yard, probably about 400 yards. It wasn't far at all behind my house. And I sit down kind of in this place where I could see some game trails kind of cross. And I started noticing tree bends. It was, what was it? It was probably like some witch hazel and some willow stuff that was kind of bent over. And I kind of thought it was a little odd. A couple small like crabapple trees were bent over. And so I started looking around and I see this big grapevine, a big thick grapevine, bigger than my arm, is all rubbed underneath. And then as I started looking, I saw more little clues, and there was bear scat everywhere. And I looked at the tree that I was leaning on, and it was scraped to hell. It was a marking tree, you know? So if I wasn't sitting down being patient and observing what was around me, I would have bypassed all that stuff. And same goes with Bigfoot. I have never had a Bigfoot encounter. And it's not that I'm like, oh, I got to find one, but I do want to find one. Why else would I be doing this? Right. I mean, I want to be part of that search. I want to be part of that process, even if it's just to rule it out. You know, we cross off an area off the list. You still have to go through all the the checklist the right way, and getting that checklist so you don't miss anything is important. And like you, Richie, owning the structures, owning the stuff that nobody else will own, you know. You take a guy like Steve Cullis, he doesn't want to talk about structures, and he won't even talk about the woo. But as far as investigating and researching people that have the claims, one of the most interesting things that, you know, not only Steve, but Lauren Coleman told Adam and I and Zach that you really have to kind of look at the people who have some of these reports to make. You just got to kind of make sure that you're not getting fed a bunch of BS. So that's part of the process, and understanding that too. There's a way, and I think putting that together, maybe that's a discussion that we can have and how we grow as a New England community. But where's the boundaries? You know, you take somebody like the BFRO who must have strict criteria, because the complaint that we hear on the other side from them is that, oh, they didn't report my report. You know, people in Maine told us that. They're like, yeah, we don't really deal with them. We do. We're kind. We're cool. We work together, you know, for the most part. But, you know, they have their own research, and they keep it on the down low. And we find that all through northern New England too, is where people are untrusting. So we have to build trust. And I think by building trust, we need to make sure that our techniques are solid, thought out, and that's how we can move forward.
But again, you're right on. And again, you go back to the Vogels, and the Vogels are setting a precedence. And I love seeing what they're doing. Old school research, reaching out to the public, putting little boxes up with little notes in. You can drop it in if you have. It's all based on anonymity, and they're building the trust. So if something happens to Joe Smith on Parker Avenue, and it goes, what's the weirdo next to you doing? What's he doing? What are you doing?
He's recording. He's taking self.
I didn't give you permission to record me. They wrote me in Japanese on Google, bro. Okay?
Worldwide.
Well, just real quick, I want to say
worldwide.
I want to say hi to my mom, because I know she's watching. So, hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
That's Mom.
That's the first time anybody's ever done that on my show.
I know, that was cool.
That's better than Japanese on Google, bro. He's like, hi, Mom.
Konnichiwa, Mom.
Konnichiwa, Mom. What's up, Chet Nichols? How you doing?
Hey, Chet.
I think what that does is the Vogels are building the trust that you talk about to the community. So when they do have that incident, they're like, oh my God, what do I do with it? Oh yeah. And they go, I'm going to call the Vogel brothers, and that's what they're going to do. And that's what me and Wojo, after this incident down the street, right down the street. And I know it's the same clan, because I know their roots, and I've been researching them a long time. I just wanted the size of the damn track. All you had to do was tell me the damn size of the track so I could confirm that it was my dude.
Right.
Because I track mine by their sizes. Me and Wojo, we measure them out. We know what they are. I could yell them out before we even finished the measurement. Did you see our little baby track, by the way, we got in the ice?
Oh, look at that.
That's
So how's the toe splay? That's what
The
I'm
toes are
curious.
straight. The toes are straight. So you got one here. Oh wait, let me hold it up. Here, 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 and here. This one kind of.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that one was tough to get out of the ice. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's probably another one over here. But you got to understand, we're in ice, and we had never
I
cast
guess,
it.
like, they weren't pointed like humans. We wear shoes. We confine our feet. We have a different look about it. So
And it was in ice though, so it could only it was in slush, so it could only
Slush.
splay so much. It was more like like we do. We hit our heel and go, "Wee!" You know what I mean?
yeah, right.
It was kind of like that. So we have the picture of this. Faster work with the yelling. Sorry. Sorry. So thank you for being here. So yeah, so with this, we have the 3D rendering of it. We have the regular still pictures of it. And we have Wojo working through the blowtorch to get it out of the ice like 7 days later because this is dental bone. So we have all that stuff. We have the documentation as we go. And so you can see this in many aspects. The cool part about this, and it's hard to see from way over there, but oh, there it is. See the crease?
Yep.
You see the crease in the middle of the foot?
Yep.
That's like we have. Comes out of the big toe.
Sure.
And it kind of like creases to the ball of the toe. And this is 8 inches by 3 inches. Now, why is that significant? One, I think they added on to the clan with a little one, but 3 inches of a heel or 3 inches wide of a foot. Measure your foot right now. Now, my feet are like almost an E wide foot. So I almost didn't get in the military because my arches were almost flat, just barely made it. And I'm at 3 1/4. And I'm a 230-something pound man, 5'9", and with an 11.5 foot. You're telling me a little 8-inch print is 3 inches wide?
Right.
What kid's running around with that? Barefoot in the slush in the middle of the woods.
Exactly.
It's not happening. So again, we go back to that circumstantial, right? Yes, I pulled something physical out. We pulled something physical out of the ice, but you go back to the circumstantial evidence of it, context, like we discussed. What's the context of it? Well, the context is like we're out in the woods. This is freezing cold in slush. You know what I mean? Like, why would there be a 8-inch by 3-inch footprint in the middle of the ice that I've pulled? You can see the crease with. I mean, look at the crease.
Yeah, yeah.
You can see the lines on there too.
Oh yeah, when you look up close, you can see it. I actually got to spray this a little more to protect it, but yeah. So that's my point, is that we have to be open about this. Now, I can show you that, and some people be like, "Oh, blah blah blah." They always have something negative to say about it, and not necessarily that particular print. I'm talking overall. This is the stuff that we deal with. You know what I mean?
And that's where the cynicism and the skepticism is different.
It's frustrating. You know what I mean? It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Spoke awesome. That one there. Okay. Tails told and Doc. What's happening? Henry's here. Oh, Sean Hailstone. What's up, dude? Good to see you, my brother, man.
Hey, Sean.
Good to see you, dude. I haven't seen you here in a while, man.
You got a second? I want to talk to if we can get Henry's attention. Oh, I got leaning over to read because I got a camera right there. But no, did Henry tell you about his sighting recently?
Yes, we're very aware. Henry's actually part of my live broadcast crew that we have a private messenger and we can discuss. So what I do is
me and Henry go back and forth, and we have for probably over a year now. Henry's a good dude. He's a good guy. He's a good asset to have. He's up there in Littleton near the Coos County, northern New Hampshire. And
I used to live there.
We actually had a guy, a hunter, actually reached out to me and said that he saw something. It was just before dark. He's in his tree stand, bow hunting. He saw the wildlife kind of act a little weird. Just saw some stuff happening, and then went silent. So what he saw was what we think, after talking with Henry, Kelly Porter, and doing everybody's doing research, was that it was a dogman sighting. And
so you're saying you're talking about Henry's sighting?
No, Henry's sighting was actually after. And
so you're not saying his was dogman. You're saying there was another dogman.
We're not sure what Henry's was. He said
it was a little different, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah. So I'm wondering what the connection to Woods Devils are, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Woods Devils thing, but that's kind of part of what we've been talking about. We're going to be talking about with the documentary. It's almost like a cross between Bigfoot and a dog man, but so here's the thing. Wow.
Doesn't that happen a lot in this conversation?
Oh my goodness.
You're like, wait, go. You gotta grab yourself.
I wish Elder was here on this conversation.
Yeah, so
very passionate about cryptids.
So woods devils have been long told from that neck of the woods for a while. Hunters would tell them the stories of World War II. Alex Petikoff, told us a story where there was some loggers up there.
Oh yeah.
Some POWs that were on logging duty and were afraid to go in the woods because these woods devils were around. Kelly Porter and I'm giving too much away, but that's okay. That's what we're here for. We want to get you guys to bite in on this Man Ape Among Us and follow us. But we think the cut power lines over the last couple of decades are bringing those things down. So dogmans have known to be aggressive. Woods devils, not so much. But some of the physical features are similar. A woods devil is known to be like that, kind of hide behind a tree, stalk you. There's been reports through the years of maybe like a more of a snout type thing, kind of like a dogman would with pointy ears.
Yeah.
It's putting it together, figuring out what they actually are and what these sightings, putting labels on them. That's the challenge, Rich, not being there and you're taking reports and I just got into this for Bigfoot and the cryptid thing kind of added to it.
Yes, it does. Yes.
So
Bigfoot opens the door to so many different things.
Oh my goodness.
And,
it's never ending.
Yeah.
So
it's never ending.
Henry was part of this whole thing. And then in the meantime, he's driving around. It's a icy night and he sees this thing run across his truck. It's late at night. He's not sure. It says it has it's about, I think he said 7 feet tall, thin, athletic build, runs across the street, and it looked like it had frosted tips. You remember back in the 80s or the 90s, was it Sugar Ray or whatever with the frosted tip? He said that's what it kind of reminded him of.
Sugar Ray.
And those light-colored Bigfoot, thin, lanky Bigfoot reports are similar to the woods devil. So
what are you thinking? What are you thinking that Henry saw?
I don't know. You should have Henry on one time. He did a podcast. I forget who the guy was.
Henry's been on my show.
Yeah.
Henry's a buddy of mine.
Yeah, Henry's a good guy.
We love Henry here. Henry's a very knowledgeable dude.
Yep. And so there's a hot spot up there in his neck of the woods. There's a lot of stuff going on, and people are. And here's the thing, Rich. And you've talked to people here in New Hampshire when you came up. And you talk to people, and people don't want to talk about it.
Right.
They have these sightings, they have these encounters, but they don't want to talk about it. And that's kind of what Kelly and I want to do is New Hampshire Bigfoot Society is to get people to feel comfortable to talk about them. Like it's okay.
Well, that's the key, bro. But we have to set up a comfortable area, right?
I think so.
You know what I mean? We're the ones, like I said, the stewards of this. We're the ones that have to be out here making it comfortable for the people just to come to us, right? Like just to be able to say, hey man, it took a great loss to open my heart up and to seek the passions in my life before it was too late. And I had this secret passion that I wasn't sharing with people.
Right.
I wasn't telling, the people right around me knew, and even some of them thought I was a loon, but I knew exactly after a while what I was dealing with. I knew exactly. I was building a relationship through communication with it. You know what I mean? It was weird. It was bizarre. How do you go out and share that?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've never been known to. I'm not a bullshitter, storyteller, liar, shit talker.
Right.
I just tell you like it is, and you got to do your own math how you're going to deal with it. That's not my problem
exactly.
no more.
Yep.
So it was weird for me to come out like that. I've had people come out like, "What?" Even Wojo mentioned it. Like, really, you? Like a lot, I'd go to softball and they're like, really? You're a Bigfoot guy? But listen, Bigfoot came to me. I didn't go to Bigfoot. I was interested and watched a lot of their stories, Henry, you still here, bro? Henry, get dressed. so I had to go to that. You know, it came to me, and then now here I am. And now we're not just out; we actually are collecting things that have a questionable evidence that we have. You know what I mean, Matt? What do you find as a skeptic? What do you find as a skeptic the most intriguing piece of, I'm going to do air quotes for you, evidence that you've ever heard, seen, held?
I think the most interesting story that I've heard is probably the Brian Gosling story from Whitehall and the Abear Road story and stuff like that. I think the way that he tells that story is so visceral.
Well, how can you not like? Yeah. If you get a chance to meet Brian Gosling and listen to his story, it's pretty cool because he's a no bullshit kind of guy. He don't F around at all. And there's actually a good documentary with him in Finding Dystopia. Those guys, Joey and Anthony, did a great job going out in the woods with him. And he's the whole reason that Whitehall's even a story. And that's kind of where we started and where we kind of finished up last year was with Whitehall. And I know it's outside of New England, but it's literally like right on the border there, right east of the Adirondacks. He's the one that had the balls to actually step up and say, hey, yep, this was what I saw. And he got ridiculed for it for years. Yep. He didn't get his validation until the town created that festival, that calling contest festival. And from the first time we went, we thought it was absolutely amazing. You know, people were welcoming. We talked to the organizers. We talked to people, you know, people related to these sightings through the years from Paul Bartholomew. Steve Culls was there to talk to us, Emily Fleur. And that kind of just broke the ice. Talked to Dan Gordon's brother. We talked to Brian Gosling, and we talked to these other people around that, you know, they wanted their story to be told, and they finally felt that validation once, you know, kind of people started coming to help them celebrate. And for us, that's really kind of what really just opened our eyes, opened our hearts, really.
I definitely believe people more that aren't trying to sensationalize it.
Right. Well, is that what that's what I was going to ask you?
Yeah.
Is that what kind of caught you and captivated you? Because you felt that he was genuine and he wasn't like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't theatrical. So he was. You felt a connection with him and his honesty.
Yeah, there's a difference between someone who's trying to share their story and someone who's trying to get clout and fame and stuff like that. So
and it's funny because for me, I have a hard time because I started a podcast. So it looks like that's what I'm doing, but I'm actually spending money to do this.
Yeah.
So
we haven't made any money on this.
I'm fucking broke, okay? Buy some merchandise. I got no money, damn it. Good Lord. So anyways, I got a fanboy here for you, Mike, from the Sugar Ray days. When you used to have frosted tips, and I want to bring him on to screen.
Oh, snap.
So you could sign something for him, maybe like his breasts or something. All right. He's gonna sign your breasts for you. There you go.
Hey! What's up, brother?
Oh, how's everybody doing?
Doing good, Henry. How's the weather up there? You guys get the snow gone yet, or still?
God, it's bad up here. The snow's still about a foot deep.
Oh shit.
Ice on top, kind of.
Oh, that's
hard.
What are they? You can't get out and buy any raises, I see, huh? The fuck is that on your chin, bro? I left you alone for 3 months and you're a mess.
I don't care attitude.
He's got that Captain Lou Albano look.
I miss Henry, man. Henry, we miss you, bro.
Yeah.
Henry's part of our team, man. He came out down where Joe DeAndre had his big sighting back in the 70s, and we walked around that pond and everything. It was nostalgic, man.
Really?
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. It was awesome. We did that as a team, dude. I'm so lucky to have people like Henry, and Henry's the one who brought up the peanut butter.
Yeah.
100%. Well, we don't have egos around here. We communicate with people, and they give us great ideas. And Henry gave us a great idea. I still have not used a wooden spoon, and I don't think I ever will. So F you, Henry. But we use a stick. I have it right over there, and you can see that thing was picked up. You can see the stick marks in that peanut butter jar. It is 100% stick marks. Picking that up and scooping it, and a raccoon don't have to do that. He can just stick his hand in there and lick his hand. So it's absolutely Henry's an absolute essential piece to us, and he lives in a town I used to live in. I once was so drunk in Littleton, I took my buddy's car without a license at like 2 a.m. For some reason, I thought a store would be open in Littleton at 2 a.m. back in the 90s, whatever the hell it was. So I pull up and I parked it. I was perfectly parking it up against this telephone pole. I was like, oh, I got it now. And I didn't realize. I get out and I started walking away, and this cop pulls up and goes, where you going? So I'm going to my house. He goes, where's that? I go, like 2 miles up that hill. He's like, why didn't you bring the car? I said, I parked the car. And he's like, yeah, you parked it on a sidewalk, you idiot. apparently, I pulled up on a sidewalk with a telephone pole and had to park it as close as I could, like the Brady's with the eggs on top of the cone. I'm like, I did it like 3 times, and it was a stick. And up in Littleton, the older areas, the buildings are right up on the road. Because it's New Hampshire, you got to do a lot of granite to build shit. Never mind, you go up to Littleton, it's even worse. So all these big, old, beautiful structures are like got this small sidewalk, and then the road's like right there. And I'm over here like, I probably hit the thing like 3 times. Well, the cop was awesome. He drove me home, and he says, I don't want you driving that anymore. You're going to die. And I'm like, oh, thanks. Am I? Wow, has it got bomb? What, has it got a bomb in it? You know what I mean? Like I was the bomb. But anyways, Henry, Littleton is near and dear to my heart, as you can hear. Henry, can we talk a little bit about you? Mike, do you guys mind sharing his story?
No, absolutely.
You don't have to be anywhere. You're good for now?
I'm good, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I've actually been wanting to kind of connect with Henry. We just didn't because I've been so busy putting this stuff.
Well, you come to Banter with Richie B because I got the peeps.
No, I text with Henry all the time. We're like...
Yeah, that's what Mike, stop saying that. Mike, that's weird. Stop saying that, please. Thank you. Nobody wants that visual of Henry sending you pics.
Henry, bro. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened?
With my 2 sightings, 10:30 at night, I'm taking the dog outside for his business, and I always scan the length of my house to my right, all the way around to my left, and when I got to about front of me, down at the bottom of the hill, there was something down there behind a tree on its belly. Looked like it was on his belly, and it looked like it was stretching, and it was digging in the ground where I had dropped some deer corn earlier in the season. It's like, well, what the? That's not a deer. It's got something black on its eyes. What the frig is that? I didn't know. Couldn't identify it. After about 4 seconds, it pushed up and walked backwards. It didn't try to put its knee down or anything. It just pushed up and backed away. Didn't turn its back to me at all. And then I heard it going through the trees and took the dog out and finished, doing his business. No big deal. Next morning, about 5:30, I'm going to town to Walmart, get some stuff. And I'm making my turn off my road, the first corner. And I see movement. It's like, what the frig? I'm looking across my hood, and I see this damn Bigfoot there, the tan one, like what I just saw. I just couldn't see its face. I saw the back of its head, back, shoulders, arms, and it had this, like where its silhouette is, like right after my high beams hit it, I guess. It looked like white frosted tips on the silhouette.
Like Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray, baby.
And,
Sugar Ray.
That first one didn't have that on it. When I hit him with the beam, the strong flashlight I use, and it didn't look like that. It's like, well, what the shit? So I hit the brake, icy road, fishtail, blah, blah, blah. Turn around, go back, it's gone. Well, it's only really one place to go, to hide out. And I figured it out. I know where the hell the thing's laying up. I've talked to the landowner 4 times, talked to their son once, twice, to try to go check it out, and they're protecting it, which is fine.
So they wait. So they know of it?
They know where it's camping out.
They know it's there, and they've seen it as well. Now, you were up at your parents' a lot, and you had a lot of issues there. Now, this is back on your property and not your parents', right?
Yeah, this is on my property.
Yeah, gotcha.
So
because I know you've been doing a lot, and we've been talking a lot about your parents' property, and then all of a sudden, boom, maybe they followed your ass home.
I don't know. It's not that far across the river.
We've had that happen. You know that.
But maybe 5 miles across the river.
Nothing.
Yeah, I should have expected it, but I didn't. I wasn't expecting it. But I kind of figured out where this thing could have been going as far as laying up, because you got the river down there and there's really no cover because they just clear cut a whole bunch of property and there's like no cover there. And it's like, well, where's it going? And it's like, well, it's either in my little fishing camp down at the bottom of the hill, or it's some barn down the road that's not being used. It's in one of those old barns. And I started talking to one of the property owners, and yeah, they didn't give it up. Their son did, though. Their son did.
So the son told you where it was?
Yep.
Let me do one thing, Henry. Stay right there. I don't know where Wojo went. He left. I think D-Hoot yelled at him for his hat, and he went to his living room to curl up on his couch and cry. Matt, this is what I want to do. I want to try something.
Okay.
Matt, I want you to interview Henry as a skeptic and ask him the first question that comes to mind, besides his beautiful trimmed beard. Like,
Okay.
what do you have here for Henry? All right, you just heard what he said, and I want to see. And you're obviously in this industry, so you should be able to interview, right?
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I just want to ask, like, what makes it, why does this story, why does it feel different that it could be a cryptid other than wildlife? Like, what's the difference for you?
I killed everything in New Hampshire that can be killed.
Oh shit!
Those.
Oh, I love creating this shit. That's amazing. I didn't see that one coming. Good question, good answer. No, you're an outdoorsman.
Yeah.
But when you say, and I get what Matt's getting at, I think, because the description you give of this particular, was it a creature or a human?
Human shape.
But you saw the face. There was black around the eyes. I remember you kind of described that. You drew us a picture. And now I have a BanterWithRichieB live crew that we have in our messenger that everybody shares information. So right when I come out of the woods, I will send them pictures that nobody else gets to see. You know what I mean? So we're all in this together. It's their investigation as well. You know, I used to investigate with somebody, and they would go,
Hey, you got to give me photo cred.
or they call me at 7 a.m.
Hey, you didn't give me photo cred, but you posted that picture. That was my photo.
And I'm like,
we were in the out in the woods together. It's kind of like our expedition. That's like the expedition's photo. No, it really means a lot to me. Could you give me photo cred? Shut up!
Yeah. Shut up with that! No, you don't get any photo cred. Stupid.
Well, I think that's it. You know, whether it's an investigation or it's this other media stuff, I think it's good to share, like getting everybody involved and sharing content and sharing footage.
Yeah. How much money are you going to make off that stupid picture you got? Like, really? How stupid are you? You got to be popular? Really? You got to be I'm popular with me. I like me. I'm good with me. I don't need I can sit in a room and entertain my dumb ass.
Right? I can do I can go away and do parody videos the rest of my life.
That was awesome. Did you hear Henry's answer, Wojo? Wojo?
Yeah, I'm reading it now.
No, that's what he said. Matt asked the question. He goes, I basically killed everything in New Hampshire. So no, that was a great no, seriously. So my thing is this: you do give a different description than the coincidental Bigfoot, right? The tannish, the tips, the eyes,
light brown, like a deer's coat.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, to me, that's interesting because I've seen like everybody's seen all kinds of things. So my point is this: do you believe it was a juvenile?
I think so. Yeah. It had a 12-inch track. The other track, which I didn't follow, was 10 inches, but I saw it.
Right.
I measured it, and it's like, that's not the one I'm looking for.
Right.
And I kept walking until I found the 12-inch track.
Right.
To try, just eyeball it better, I guess.
Yeah, no, but I think too we could be dealing. So what I've dealt with in these, the prints are different as they're growing.
Yeah,
right? As they're growing.
These are way skinny. They don't get wide at the front end of it.
Yeah.
The toes are together, always together.
They're together?
It twisted its ankle on a tree,
Jesus.
And you could see two toes that popped out away from the other toes. And it's like, I saw that. It's like, oh, that's cool.
So here's a theory, if I may. I've done a lot of research. I have many hours in the woods. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I had one guy, he said he had a doctorate in cryptozoology. Think of what I just said. If that's not an oxymoron, I don't know what is. A doctrine and it's something that doesn't exist. Yeah. Woo! I've been married and divorced 2 times. I'm on my 3rd, and I got a master's in marriage.
You do it
dumbass. Go home and go to bed, you stupid. So anyway, I think that this is my theory with what Henry has explained and described. And now he'd been talking about it for months prior, up at his parents' house. And we've had the self-illuminating eyes in the woods, actually. And then Lisa went home and they were in her woods. And we have pictures of this. This is real. We have pictures of it. We know that. They're not there no more. It wasn't an oopsie-doo. They came there. So anyway, so I believe in all that kind of stuff because we've lived it, right? Yellow tan, right, Sparky? I got you. Being way up in the mountains, right? Being way up in the mountains, right? I come at you with my Eskimo theory. Eskimos live up here. People from Haiti are down here. When you put them together, do they look the same? No, right? So different humans develop differently based on the sunlight, based on the heat, based on temperature, based on food resource, right? Based on food intake, liquid intake, whatever it could be. So why not have a different type of body frame when you're dealing with a Sasquatch that's in the mountains, right?
Right.
Why not?
We see that with black bears. We see it with black bears in New England versus black bears in Florida. They're there in Florida. They're there in Arkansas. They're there in everywhere else, in those deep, dense habitats. But they're a little different up here. They're a little bigger and fatter and a little warmer. Even the difference between where I am and where Henry is. I'm just outside of Concord, New Hampshire, which is kind of south central. If there's a south central, that's where we're at, right, Matt? Yeah. South central New Hampshire. No, I'm just kidding. But where Henry is, it's definitely probably at least maybe even 3 climate zones further north. Even though it's a small area, that's how New England is. You got coastal, which is almost you got Cape Ann and Cape Cod, which is almost subtropical, like the Carolinas. But you go to Mount Washington, now you're subarctic. So we have everything in between. And this short little.
I'm in between 2 mountains. Where I live is in between mountains.
Right. Now imagine if I have to get somewhere. I got to rock climb, right? I'm all thin and jacked like rock climbers and bikers and stuff, right? And you come down here and you don't have to deal with that. You might not get, and I'm a little bit more, like me. You know what I mean? Like, So you can see that being very possible, and that's the point I was trying to make, and that you so eloquently described. Thank you, Michael. That it was, why is that not possible? Of course it is.
And that's why Kelly Porter and I think that they're using the power lines to go from Henry to here.
But then you're bringing up a migrational.
Well, I'm not
a migrational guy. I'm a nomadic guy.
Just right. Because of the ease of transport, because you have these ATV trails, riding trails. We had a guy post in our group today about all the riding trails, non-mechanical riding trails in New Hampshire.
Dominic, right?
And he's all over that cool stuff. He's out in the Monadnock.
I love it, yeah.
And these are the working theories we have because we're having more sightings down in Pawtuckaway, like was mentioned earlier. Barrington, Bear Brook. Bear Brook's, I think, is a little quiet. Bear Brook's quiet right now. Mike Famelon, Shadow of the Big Red Eye, came down here last year. He was camping out. We met him in Danville. We met up with him in a few places over the last year. But really cool guy, really fun to talk to. But he seemed to think that Bear Brook was a little quiet, which for a while that was kind of a hot spot. We were getting a lot of reports from Deerfield area. And it seems like they're kind of moving that kind of northeast, a little further to the coast, not far. And I'm talking about maybe a 25-mile radius when it's said and done. But we have these parks and these forest lands that are all connected. And that Barrington-Nottingham area also connects with Ossipee, which is kind of also has its own area known as the Ossipee Triangle, kind of a spin off the Bridgewater Triangle, the Bermuda Triangle. And then it opens up all the White Mountains, and then from there, they can get over to Henry.
Right. We stood. Wojo and I stood in north central Massachusetts with the Burks, which we haven't heard from in like a year. I don't know what happened. They just fell off the face of the earth. We hope you're well. Pray for you. We did some good investigating out there. We found huts out there, but you could go up to the power lines and I could look up. What was that mountain? Do you remember the mountain range we were looking at?
Mount Monadnock.
Yeah, it was Monadnock. We were looking right at it. So, and we were in Massachusetts, so we could see straight through. So, absolutely 100% that happens. I just don't think they go somewhere and live somewhere else. I think they're comfortable in their areas like humans are. Well, excuse me, to further your point, when you walk up and down these power lines, as we did, if you look to the right and left, you will find structures that'll lead you in the right place. I 100% promise you, go do it. Come back, call me a liar. I promise you, go down those power lines, and if you start seeing oddities in the trees, you go behind them and keep walking. You're going to find more. I promise you that.
We talked to Derek Gunn about this when we were down there in Raynham with you guys down at the Mass Cryptid Fair.
Yep, I met him. Yep.
And it just keeps popping up. These, it's not only here, but it's other places. And these are game trails anyway. These are places that big game. And here in southern New Hampshire, we've have a lot more sightings of moose, black bear, and bobcat over the last couple of years. For a while they're extinct because it was like suburbia and it was polluted. And the last 20, 30 years, it's kind of had this regrowth, kind of fill back in a lot of clear cut land. I mean, from Concord, Merrimack Valley, it was, the home of the Industrial Revolution in the United States back in the 1800s, and now it's all cleaned up. And that's from Concord to Lowell to Newburyport, you know what I mean? So those areas east, kind of this pocket where we are is between the Merrimack Valley and the coastal areas. And it's a lot, like I said, a lot of woodlands, a lot of state parks, a lot of conservation land.
Oh yeah, tons of them.
And it's perfect habitat. Now, Richie, what I think it's my theory, and I'm kind of saying it as, right now, but Bridgewater Triangle, it's got a nice climate. It's comfy. And that's why I think up here in northern New England, they might migrate a little more. And this is where I want to get into the guys in Maine, see what they think about it.
I mean, migration is landmass, right? If you have room to migrate, I guess you could migrate, right? I don't have the room.
Access and the food sources along the way, it's plausible.
I should rephrase that and say mine are nomadic. I know it's the same people. What do you think, Henry?
I think they use an area until the resource runs out.
You think it runs out of resource?
Skunk, cabbage, whatever they run out of, they got to move on to another area to get it.
I got a lot of skunk cabbage. I showed you that.
Yeah. They'll deplete it area, and then they'll move to another area. It doesn't have to be that far away, but they'll move.
Yeah.
Use those resources for whatever it is, a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
And move on to another one. That's what
skunk cabbage. I can agree with that to a point. Skunk cabbage. But we're in a 5 to 10 mile radius, and we're having activity. And this, that you've been on the lives, Henry. And in my backyard, skunk cabbage has a pot to my story. I actually have a patch of skunk cabbage about the size of my foundation of my house, so to speak. Right? Wojo's been there, and I remember going out there, and they were like growing up like dinosaurs and stuff. The big flaps. And I was like, wow, that's big skunk cabbage. And then I come out, it was like maybe a month later, it was gone. And I'm going, what happened? And it wasn't chewed. There was no chew marks. This stuff was taken away. And then I would come back. And so at my house, I started noticing the pattern. I owned it since 2002. So I started noticing the pattern of the skunk cabbage coming back and growing 2, sometimes 3 times a year.
Okay.
It's always supposed to, you're in the botany and all that stuff. It blooms, it sits there, and it dies.
Yep.
It's not supposed to be taken out and come back.
Right.
And it did. And that's what happened. It caught my attention. Quick question. 800 wants to know, which I believe is Kelly Porter's brother.
Yep.
Wants to know, Mike, are you guys still doing the fundraiser in the fall in Epping? Kelly tried to organize it last year, but had to cancel. Are we doing that Epping event? Let's have a note. Let's tell the world right now, Michael.
We have nothing planned out at this point. Well, no, I mean, we want to. We have a huge vision and a huge idea, and it, like, on paper, it's amazing, right? We got an awesome space, the coolest piece of land, and a lot of things lined up. But it's new to us, right? So we're not as far along and established as where the Vogels are, for instance. They're locked into their community. They've been, they've been working on this for a while.
Yeah.
So Kelly and I, and Charming. So there is an event, right? Charming Fair. So that's kind of works. But for Kelly and I, we haven't talked about planning one for this season, but we want to have like a big, huge festival, not like, something huge, something that actually, it really does a lot of shit, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Awesome.
Right yet. Not of right now. We don't have anything planned.
That's all right. Great question, brother. Great question. So wait, real quick, before anybody goes anywhere, I am going to run the trailer again for Man Ape Among Us. So if you missed it or you just want to see it again because it's wicked awesome and it has a really fast blip of me in it, it's very important. Very, very important. Stick around. Wojo, what were you going to say?
Just to add to what you guys were discussing earlier, where I've hunted up in New Hampshire for many, many years. Okay, I did different, landscapes, but I will add to this. The areas that we've been at, there's plenty of deer. Okay, now the Bigfoots, they're omnivores. Either they eat skunk cabbage, bark. There's plenty of berries, and then you have deer and other small animals, what have you. One thing I've noticed is that whenever we find these bones and what have you, we're still seeing a ton of more deer. I mean, I got a game trail. That what I'm saying is there's no depletion of deer. Deer just moves around a square miles as they do. So my theory is if you want to have meat per se, that, you're not seeing much around this area. We're going to go from this area. We're going to go a few miles away. They have certain areas where they hang out. And like the skunk cabbage, it's seasonal. They'll have plenty of that. I just think that they're not more migrational. I think they just, they're nomadic and they have their set areas because there's plenty of water where they are. Okay. There is fish in the area where they are.
Yep.
And there's plenty of practice. There's no depletion of deer. That's all my biggest point because I know people.
We have a major food source here.
And one last thing is that where their structures are, we're nearby where our huts, where they, there was maybe like a deer kill there because we found bones.
Yep.
They're still coming through. The deer are still coming through. So,
yep.
And now if you're talking about New Hampshire, which is more, it's a lot of forestry up there.
Right.
But again, I don't think that they're going to walk the power lines, my theory, the power lines to go to a completely different area because they have a big square area where they just bounce around. So that's
I think I'm open to everything. I think it's all possible. I think they could have a vacation home for Christ's sakes. Maybe they're like, let's go up to Maine and visit the Joneses. We have no idea what type of culture this is. We know that just follow the trees. I'm telling you, follow the trees.
Yeah.
You can think I'm a freaking loon all you want. I'm not here to convince you. Put on your boots, go out in the woods, and follow the trees. And then tell me what the Magic Whirlywinds did, and draw your own conclusions as we did. They used the trees for hunting. They used the trees to change game trails. They used the trees to stop the deer in their tracks, to slow them down, to snap their legs and suck the marrow out of them. Because that's what I have in front of me, man. Follow the trees, dude. I'm not kidding. I'm not out there going, trees. I'm telling you, we've researched this. We have somebody in the University of Georgia who does trees. He's the guy. We call him and send him pictures. He's dumbfounded. So we're not just sitting here making this shit up. We reach out to experts, people that have degrees in certain areas that can help us in this research, right? So anyways, enough about how awesome I am.
Well, that's what building those network and sharing resources, sharing stories, sharing evidence, all that stuff. I think that's what we need here in New England if we want to kind of show a presence. And there's Kelly.
Global enigma.
Good.
I saw Kelly.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. We can.
I saw Kelly.
Did he call me a tree hugger?
He's kind of moving around.
That's rude, man. That's rude.
Jelly. Just kidding.
Sorry. Jelly Porter, baby. We love you, bro. We love you.
He's a man.
Speaking of that, everybody, the moment you have been waiting for is next Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. Standard Time. Okay.
Yes, we got to.
Kelly Porter will be here on the 15th, a week from tonight, 100%. Okay. He's going to be here next Saturday. So make sure that moment you've been waiting for, we missed out on it twice. This is third time's a charm, damn it. Kelly Porter, you're coming on my show.
Yes.
I've already instructed Tinsley to take you hostage.
I'll bring you to this studio setup.
If we need this studio setup, you're coming to this studio setup. And
He has a
badass
badass location. I don't know if, you haven't been able to see it yet, but he's got his big
I saw it.
Viking throne.
Dude,
and his,
I saw it. I saw it. And all I got was.
Yeah. He had his hair gel on. He had a whole number 5. Number like 9 on it. You know?
He had his handsome all slick back.
Oh yeah.
He was all looking good for Rojo and Richie B. And then all of a sudden he comes on and he's like,
and I went, what the f is going on with this dude?
He said his knob on his
Whoa, family show.
Have another sip of that beer. No.
That's how he is.
Richie, he said no.
Kelly's Porter's knob was everywhere. God, is this Carbon Mountain Crypt Festival here? Has anybody seen Jelly Porter's knob lately? I think it's missing.
What the hell's going on my show? It's not even
Kelly
me.
Porter's knob, and then I turned it.
Well, that's right, Jim. This just in. Kelly Porter's knob has been seen running down the street, and Matt Arseneault has to go get it.
I don't want to be anywhere near Kelly's knob.
Wait. Hi, Mom.
Oh, shit. Oh, Henry, you still here?
And
Henry,
I got something to add. Maybe it might help.
all right, and then I'm going to run the trailer. Go ahead. I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to run the trailer, and I'm going to kick your ass out. Go ahead.
That's fine. I hunt apple orchards, acorns on the ground where there's bunches of oaks. You name it, where the food sources are, you're going to find animals. Deer, bear, moose. And now these things, they're using the choke points. I think if others go in the woods, you need to focus on the food drops, where the food is, and the choke points, because they have to use the choke points too.
Yeah.
That's where
we believe we found choke points made by hand.
Yes.
So I want you to look when you go out in the woods. I'm going to give you one hint, and then I'm going to shut up. We were finding trees up off the ground about 2 feet. They were running parallel, balanced on little sticks and stumps. It was crazy, and it was about this high up, like a reel, and it came to a point, like an arrow. And they were all over those woods that I talked about. We stood at with the Burks, and along those little logs, trees that were down, broken, placed, was deer scat. And I kept going to Wojo. Look at all the deer scat, bro. I think they're making them come this way. I think they're walking them to this point so they can kill them. And then I would look for like an ambush tree or something they could go behind at night. It was right there, right next to the power lines. This is what I'm telling you. Please trust me. Please trust me on this. That's all I'm going to give you. You got to figure this out on your own. Go out there, walk around. Structures suck. They're hard to prove. They're hard to take pictures of. They're very difficult to bring back to the community, and people take you seriously. 100%, you're going to deal with bullshit. But if enough of us go and see it on our own, we can saturate the community with what I'm seeing and what Wojo's seeing and what Henry and people that have been out there are seeing. Go out in the woods and bring it back. We need you. So please go do that. So thank you, Henry, for adding that. I'm going to play this trailer. Oh, wait, let me kick your ass out first, all right?
Bye, Henry.
Love you, Henry. Go buy a razor, you freak.
It's important to study why
Gillette.
are we seeing these
A man
creatures.
can get Henry.
For decades, we've heard legends of big hairy creatures lurking behind every tree. Are they half man or half ape?
We have other things in a fossil record similar to man and other types of apes, and this seems to be somewhere between less human and human.
The ancient natives in the Northwest Pacific called them Sasquens. Chinese call them Yaren. Could these beasts be relic hominids? Have our prehistoric cousins returned from our past to live amongst us?
One day when we find that Sasquatch, maybe we'll just have him laid out in a fur hood.
I think there's a host of paranormal entities or cryptozoological mysteries out there.
I have heard but not seen.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's all sorts of different creatures out there that haven't been identified yet.
Nice try. I'm going to kick your ass, I'm telling you.
Where's the body? Where's Bigfoot's body?
Here's this creature standing there, 7.5, 8 foot tall, 400 pounds, maybe more, staring at me.
I'm Mike Tinsley. Follow me as we talk with the experts and go down the rabbit hole of the world of cryptozoology. And I'll take you with me as I go through thick and thin, finding leads and following the tracks.
Love it. There it is.
There goes the pants.
There you go. Pull him right out. Pull him right out. Oh my God. Oh, jeez. Sexy.
I like the two people behind him that just didn't even move.
I love it. I love it. So listen, that is all. What's that? Go ahead.
So I was a couple things, kind of behind the scenes. If you notice who's back there for judges, it was one of the organizers who we talked to, but also Alex Petikoff and his buddy Ethan Pike was back there too.
Yeah.
So
Love Petikoff.
It's so funny. Like I didn't know who in the hell he was until we went. Well, we met him and we went back to the footage and he's like everywhere. I ran across him so many times until we finally met in Portland. That was cool. Another thing is that I just met Adam that day, right? So we're kind of getting to know each other, and he dared me to curtsy at the end of it, and I said, "All right, challenge accepted." So that's why I curtsied. Was because
listen. You challenge Mike; he's playing, so you all got to be ready for that. Yeah,
like no pants. You want to?
Dude, we are like-minded, bro. Easy now.
All right, I won't. Family show.
No more knobs, okay, bro? So hey, stick around. Check this out. What we do is we're about to do the Wheel of Weird. You ever know what the Wheel of Weird is?
No, I'm new to this, so I'm excited. Teach me. Show me the way.
Cool. So what we like to do is put a topic up. We didn't have much of the topic in there tonight because I think we got enthralled with what we were talking about. And that's all right, though. We take a topic, we spin it on the wheel, we put it into the audience, and they get to have their own topic during the show. And then we can reiterate and discuss it as well. They can research it, Wikipedia it, put down links, whatever they want. And some take off better than others. This one, like I said, I think we were just interested in watching the trailer. D Hoot was yelling at everybody. So you know how that goes. You know what I mean? So we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to ask everybody to take one topic. I'm not going to take a lot because I don't want to overcrowd the wheel. What is that thing that they do with the pictures? What's that called? What's that called? Where you imagine you're seeing something that isn't right?
Oh, paradogles.
Yeah. Can someone spell that for me? Paradonia?
Something like that.
All right, yeah. So listen, I'm going to share this screen. We're going to have a little fun. We got like 8 minutes left, and I got to go get some Keno so I can play some Fortnite tonight. I'm a child, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Hey. So right now we have, let's see, we have Haunted Items, Scorpion King, Lizard Man, Lost Colony, Roanoke, E.T., that temple that Ron put on, that Ron's not even here tonight. I ought to eject that conversation. We have Horse, Grassman, and Jersey Devil. Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
No way. All right. So our friend Sam from down south, she was talking about horror films.
Oh, horror.
And we're like horror?
The accent.
They don't say it all the way. We say horror, and she's over here going horror. We're like, what? I couldn't believe she was.
We both started laughing at the same time. Like, what did you just say?
We absolutely froze. So let's get some topics in, and then we'll do the Wheel of Weird. The Wheel
Richie,
of Weird.
I got one for you.
LSD, really?
LSD.
This is like Ron's here again. What do you got?
I got the Philadelphia Experiment.
Really? Pareidolia. I was close, right?
Yeah.
The name means faces and leaves. That's one thing I'd love to discuss because I see a lot of that, unfortunately. Megan Tinsley says, "Hey guys."
Hey, what's up, honey?
Why is she so late?
She's working.
It's working.
Oh, please. Stop.
Hopefully she put the podcast on the TV over at where she works, over at T-Bone's there.
Oh, you could have had us up in T-Bones. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There's probably kids over there were like, knob. You know what I mean? I don't think so. Keep us
Oh,
out
she
of
would have
there.
laid him out. If anybody wanted to change the channel, she would have laid him out for us, wouldn't she?
Look
Yeah,
at
she
Rhonda,
would've
Rhonda
left him out.
checking in. Rhonda, hello. Only a few. Don't crowd the wheel. I like that, Rhonda.
I like that. Yeah.
I've never met Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda.
Hey, Rhonda. Rhonda's been one of those quiet watches that comes out because one thing irked her. She's like, "Don't overcrowd the wheel." Bye. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. Okay. My life, I love it. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go Paradonalia thingy.
Paradolia.
Trees, leaves. All right, there we go. How's that working? Good. All right, give me one. Give me one. Rhonda, do you have a topic I can put on for you, and then we'll end it right there, Rhonda. You give us a topic, and it's over. Go ahead.
Come on, Rhonda. We're waiting for you.
First time I was laughing. You named like 20 topics. I know, Rhonda. They were naming it, and I was trying to keep it under control. I've never even met Rhonda. Rhonda, thank you for being here and coming out from under the rug, so to speak, right? Let's see. Let's do this. We're going to wait for Rhonda to give us a topic, or the show's not going to end. We got 4 minutes, Rhonda.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Hey, tell us where you're from, too, Rhonda. That'd be great.
Yeah, Wojo.
Get down crazy with the wheel of weird.
Hit it, Rhonda. What you got, Rhonda? What's Rhonda got? I can't see the topics.
We need to switch so the whole room goes to like
Liz people? Lizard people?
Yes.
Oh, it's your no, it's not my show. Yeah, it's Rhonda's show. Let's see. Liz.
Nelly.
We already got Lizard Man up there. Yep, you're correct. Already there. Reincarnation, Charlotte. Lizard people in Michigan. Wait. Oh, she's from Michigan. I thought there was lizard people in Michigan.
You never know, Rich.
Well, I got Lizard Man. Why don't we just take Lizard Man off and change it to people for Rhonda?
Yes.
That
was my pick.
Yeah, as a first timer coming out of, well, we'll just say out from under the rug. We won't make any closet references today. All right. So how's that? Is that good for you, Rhonda? Everybody, welcome Rhonda to the show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with Rhonda. Thank you very much. Thank you from Michigan. Thank you. Reincarnation, Charlotte. I will put that on next week because we don't want to overcrowd the wheel and piss Rhonda off. She's very dangerous. She's from Michigan. Just stop talking, everybody. All right, time to spin the wheel. You ready?
Let's go.
All right, so
Spin that wheel.
Let me do the music as we spin.
Wabba babba ding dong. We're about to get down crazy with the wheel of weird.
Great voiceover, right?
Love it.
Oh, is that Grassman?
Grassman.
Let's go. I like Grassman. Next week topic is Grassman, and you better bring it better than you did this week because I'm a little disappointed in you. I tell it like it is, and I don't care if you deal with it in a sad situation.
And it's not people smoking marijuana.
Richie yelled at me. I know. I don't mean to yell at my guests. I'm sorry. But we could have done a little better on the topic this week. You have to honestly admit that. Okay. Awesome. So next week's topic is Grassman, and the cool part is Kelly Porter's here.
Kelly
Porter, Grassman. They're never seen together in the same place. You ever notice that? I have my question.
He is the Grassman.
He's elusive as Bigfoot. He can be.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. It's been tough getting him here. Listen, you guys have been amazing, and
thank you.
I want to thank you for being here, Matt. You were way better than Mike.
Of course.
And I love that beard trimming that you did. And I got to tell you, that hat you got on, Mike. Matt, Mike. It's amazing. Roger, what do you think of Matt's hat?
Sexy.
Oh, yeah.
Baby. The jet.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody, thank you for being here tonight. We're gonna get out of here, but you gotta follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
YouTube. I'm going to leave Mike and Chaos Theater right here to go take us out. I don't really even do that no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you all for being here tonight. Please join us next week with Kelly Porter. Topic is Grassman. Absolutely epic show tonight. Thank you so much to Chaos Theater, Mike Tinsley, Matt Arseneault. Unbelievable work. Beautiful trailer. Cannot wait to see
Great
the movie.
job.
Watch Man Ape Among Us.
Man Ape Among Us, people. Follow them. If you follow them, you know where to find the movie, and you know when the movie's going to hit. Do we have a date for its kickoff?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. It's crunch time. So
Matt, say goodbye to your mom.
Bye, Mom. I think she left.
No, she's still on here.
Yeah, she probably left right around now.
She was gone, bro. Yeah,
I'm good, man. So next Saturday night, not only do we have Kelly Porter, we have the topic of Grassman, but the epic event is going to be airing after my show?
I'm not sure what time we're gonna release it, but we gotta mix it
that would
down.
Be cool if you want. Listen, if you want, you can if you want, we'll piggyback it, and then you can run right into your documentary.
Well, once again, Kelly's going to be a feature in it as well.
That's what I'm saying. We'll announce it, and we'll say, stay tuned for Man Ape Among Us. Jump over to the YouTube channel now, which it's ready to kick off, and we'll help you kick off that exclusive.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, let's do that. Okay.
I would love that. You guys still do your own stuff, but I'm going to help you and do that.
No, that's awesome. That gives us some time and the next time we come on, Rich, because we want to come on again, we want to bring more stuff. Because what we're going to do real quick is not only we're going to release this, but we're going to have subsequent episodes based on all these little pockets because there's so much stuff that we have. We can't put it into an hour-and-a-half documentary. And we're not sure if we're going to nail it the first time. This is our first movie.
Yeah, you guys, it's going to be awesome. And you're going to come down and hang out with us in our triangle area and do another part of this documentary.
Yeah.
You're going to do a sub-series, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
How was that, Matt? Sub-series? Did I do good?
Sub-series.
Yeah, I did good, right?
And I love this song next week. I love this song next week for Kelly Porter. Peanut butter jelly time. Let's go! Next Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. What was I going to say? U.S. Standard Time. Please come join us. Our very special guest, third time's a charm. Kelly Porter will be here, the New Hampshire legend. Let's go, baby. Super psyched. I love you, baby Jack. I love you, Mama. Thank you for the passion. You guys were awesome tonight. Thank you for being on my show. It's a great honor. Wojo, get us out of here now.
All right. Hey, keep climbing all. Buy the merch. And hey, we are home of the boom.
Give me a boom! Everybody boom, get the way out. Oh no, when he goes to sleep. Give him a boom, Matt.
We bring
boom. No, I want to see a boom, Matt. I'm not leaving until you do a boom.